Hey guys, today I'm going to tell you my most used, most loved drugstore products from 2022. And this was no small task. I tried so many things when I was trying to be a makeup reviewer and I was actually kind of catching up on things that had come out. So what I have done is I'm going to go through each category and tell you my favorites. The fact that they're still here means a lot because I have gone through my makeup a few times and given a lot of things away. So there are going to be some categories where I'm going to have several good products to tell you about, and there might be some categories where I just haven't found one yet, and that's where you can help me. Starting out, we're going to go with primers. I have 52-year-old combo to oily skin. So I kind of bounce around with primers, or I just don't wear one. So it just depends on what time of year it is, what makeup I'm wearing, and things like that. The ones that I can say I used and I really liked, and I used this one today. I did my makeup on camera today, and so I will be putting some footage in here of using these things. But like I could just use one thing at a time. So I'll show you these and then I will tell you about some others. First primer I want to tell you about is this one. I used it today. It's the NYX, the Marshmallow Primer, and it is smoothing. I guess it would be considered like a pore, filling primer, but it's not like a putty primer. I just don't care for those. Just the thought of trying to pack my pores, I just don't like that feeling. But this one is something that I can just use in my T-zone, and I think it does indeed help smooth out my pores. And it feels good, it smells good, and you can get just like a little sample type tube like this. Another thing that I enjoyed, let's see, is there two of them? Yes, there's the Mint Melt e.l.f. Primer, and then there is the Power Grip Primer. I actually think this Mint Melt is sticky on its own. It's kind of like having a gripping primer. Both of these are very comparable to the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So these are the kind of primers I like to use in the summer. I almost have to use these to keep the makeup like underneath my sunglasses from melting off, and I just use these when I go to the beach or the pool, and it just helps my makeup stay on. Those are my primers. Now these two are extra special little things. This one is the LA Girl Pro Prep HD Color Correcting Primer. This is actually green, so it cancels out redness, but it's also good to add to a foundation that is too pink or just not the right like olivey neutral tone, and that's what I like to use it for. I actually forgot all about this, and now I'm excited that I found it because it really does work. You can do it either way. I have mixed it in, or I have just done it on my face to cancel out redness, and it really works. This is the Lumi Glotion Natural Glow Enhancer. This is also something that is wonderful to use either under or mix in with your foundation. I love that it's not too glowy. You could even mix it in with your body lotion. It's not like it's glittery or anything like that. It is just a great glowy product, and I think this would be great to mix in with Revlon Color Stay, Estee Lauder Double Wear. Any of those that feel too thick for you and you want just a little bit of thinning out and maybe a little bit more glow, something like this is wonderful. So all of those I would say are great primers and or things to mix with your foundation. Oh, I've got everything out here. This was hard to do because this is going to be like a no BS video. I'm not just going to show you some things that other people love and that, cult classics, and I don't like them because I just don't. There's a lot of things that people like the L'Oreal, that real serum one. I just didn't like that, and it might be because I have oily skin, so things like that don't work for me. I also love medium to full coverage. I like a yummy, creamy, smoothing foundation that I don't care if I look like I have makeup on. So the main foundation that does that for me, I mean, I've tried so many, and if you have some suggestions, please let me know. But this Milani foundation rivals any high-end foundation there is. I love it. Yesterday, I used the one that I had been using, which is number 5, and that is warm beige. I'll put a picture up here. It was actually beautiful. John came upstairs and he said, wow, you look beautiful, baby. Your makeup looks so good. And I was like, this was my drugstore makeup. And it was just a little bit too dark and it turned out a little too orange, and I was scared it wouldn't give you a true representation of the foundation. So I hurried and got the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation in light beige, number 3, and then I got it in medium beige, number 4. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to use, so I went with the light beige. I felt like even though it was quite a bit lighter than the 5, it was still more that neutral tone, and that is what I have on today. And I just think it is gorgeous. It comes with a pump. It just glides on. It covers like crazy, and it lasts all day. I'm going to put a picture in here. It's not the best picture, but I had gone to, it had been all day. I'm talking probably about 4 or 5 hours. I went to go pick up my mom and dad. They had seafood last night, some dinner, and take it to their house. And I just looked in the mirror and I thought, oh my gosh, this makeup still looks so good. And it really had a wonderful glow. I really think you should try this if you like an everyday glam makeup look like I do. Okay, favorite drugstore applicators, brushes, etc. This little collection that came out was the e.l.f. Cookies and Cream collection. I loved that little collection, and I believe they still sell this sponge. If they do, grab it. It is just so good. It really is quality. It's the perfect shape. I use it for blending up underneath my eyes when I do my concealer, and you could use it for foundation. I just prefer this one. This is one, I've probably bought 20 of these in the past couple of years. It's my favorite. It's the Eco Tools Plant Me. It's biodegradable. It will, like after you wash it 2 or 3 times, it might start kind of falling apart, but that's because it's biodegradable. This is absolutely one of my favorites, and if you can still get that cookies and cream sponge, it is fabulous. For brushes, I do love the Real Technique brushes. I always have. The only thing that I find not pleasing to me, and the reason I don't use them more, is because I put my brushes in a glass, and with these having that really blunt butt end like that, they don't go into my brushes that well. But I really do like these, and there's so many good ones. Even if you just got their core collection, I would have to say my most used Real Technique brush would probably be the blush brush. And I like that one for any type of powder, especially if you use mineral powder or even a pressed mineral powder, and you're going like all over your face and kind of buffing it in. That blush brush is a good one. So Real Techniques, I definitely recommend. Okay, for a skincare item from the drugstore, something that I love, CeraVe. My dermatologist sells this whole line. This PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion, ultra lightweight, it has the ceramides, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid. This is a good one if you have normal to dry skin and you want a little lotion to put on before your makeup. This is a good one. I heard several people talk about it, and I have used it, and I really liked it. It would be something I could use now in the winter. In the summer, probably not so much, but it's also something like if you want to use for your neck, chest, anything, I think from CeraVe is good. On to concealers. I have tried a lot of drugstore concealers in the past year, and most of them have disappointed me, but these two are my favorites. I really like this NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I also like okay, I've got some old ones. Oh gosh, I can't remember. It's in the tube. It's downstairs in my makeup drawer. I will put it right here. That one I will just always have forever and ever. One of the best. I believe it is the Maybelline. And it's the light medium number 30. And it's in a tube. That one just goes without saying. That one just rivals high end to me. This one I like also. It's a serum concealer. But I don't like how you apply it. It's a little bit liquidy for me. The one in the tube that I just told you about is a little bit thicker, so it's easier. This one is okay, but I really love the coverage. It doesn't crease on me, and I would say it's one of the best ones that I have tried this year, but this is my fave. These L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour wear. I have so many colors here. Have I doubled any? Okay, I've got 350, 355, 360, and 375, if that tells you anything. There is a very, slight undertone difference in most of these. The one I used the most was Latte, 375, but it's for when I'm darker. This one actually goes really well with the Milani foundation in number 5. But I will say today I used Bisque, which was 350. It's the same tone. So if you like more of that neutral tone that cancels darkness, but it's not extremely brightening, I would say these two. These two are a lot brighter, lighter. I would say go with 360 Cashmere, and it's just going to give you more of that brightness under your eyes. So it just depends on the look you want, but I just don't think you can go wrong with any of them. And I really love these a lot. They have a thick wand, kind of like the Tarte Shape Tape, and they blend well, they stay well. Just this, which one is this? So this is 355, and the color is Vanilla. This is one of my lightest ones. But look how opaque it is. It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous concealer. Okay, moving right along to powders. This to me is one of the most exciting drugstore finds, next to the butter bronzer, of course, that I have found. It is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I heard people just bragging on this. They loved it. And I got what I thought would be the right shade, which I think was just the light. It wasn't that impressive. It wasn't until I got the fair light that I was truly impressed. And that is because it is just like the perfect shade. Honestly, you guys, I sometimes choose this over my Rodial and my Laura Mercier because of the tone. It's not as yellow as the Laura Mercier. It's not as beigey, neutral as the Rodial. It's kind of like in between, and it's very brightening and ultra smoothing. I need to transfer it to another container. It's just very messy when you're trying to use it, but I suck it up because it's worth it. And that is the only powder that I have except for these powders. Honestly, anything from Physicians Formula, any of their blushes, any of their bronzers. I mean, it's like anything else, even the highest end makeup, you're gonna have to find, the shade for you, but the quality is amazing. This one, the Butter Believe It face powder, is beautiful. And let's see, what are some of the other? I was gonna show you this one. It's the NYX. This kind of goes into powder, highlight, and bronzer, and contour. This is an oldie but a goodie, the NYX 3-step. It's this particular one. It is Face Sculpting Palette in Fair. And it really, that is such a good color for contour, bronzing, and the crease of your eye. This is a beautiful highlight, and that is a good powder. It really, let me see if I have a brush. This is a NYX brush. I think I ordered this, but you can get this powder. Let me get a lot in my brush here. And you can clean up your jawline and really just make it look beautiful. I hope I did not mess that up. Let me check the mirror. Yes, it looks beautiful. Let me do it over here. So get some in your brush, and then I love for this area of my face to look really just smooth and just really polished. That's what this does. It is so good. This is something I have bought many times. And to be honest with you, I have everything up here in my little makeup closet room, and sometimes I forget about these things. Okay, so now let's go on to bronzer. I would say best that I've discovered and used this year would be the Maybelline City Bronzer. This is, you can tell when I went through this phase of trying so much different makeup, it was spring, summer. So a lot of these colors are going to be a little bit darker. This is number 300. But then a lot of times I just chose the best tone out of the whole range. So 300, you can tell that's a dark one, but a good one. And then this is the same thing. Look at that lash glue. It's everywhere. This is the Butter Bronzer. Today I use this one. It's one that just came out this year, but I like the deep. It's just, I don't like the medium or the tan or the sunshine, all of those. It wasn't until I tried the deep one that I really fell in love. And this is the Deep Bronzer. And whew, it's a good one. This is the one I use most, of course, you can tell. So this one I use it all the time. I mean, it's just a good one. Okay, going along with that, this is the blush that I used. Hey, oh my gosh, these are so good. I remember discovering these when I lived in my old house, and it's the Happy Booster blushes. So I looked at them all yesterday, and there are a couple of different versions. I decided to try this one. It's the natural. I think most of you would like this one, but if it's not enough color for you, if you have much darker skin than I do, you might want the rose. I think that's what I first started off with, but look at that. It is so pretty. Smooth and, that was my Mr. Haney voice. Smooth and just glowy. I have on no highlight. It is just the greatest. It is so pretty. It makes me happy. Can you tell? I just keep staring at it. This was another blush that I really enjoyed. It came out with that cute little, just like, what is it, peanut butter and jelly or some kind of little collection. And this was the strawberry jam. It had crosses on it, but it is a beautiful little pink, baby doll pink. Very similar to like the Dior or any of those really pretty light pinks. And then this Wet n Wild was a good pink one. Pinch Me Pink. You can tell like the different tones I go towards. And then the number one, if all of my makeup disappeared, this is something I would get if I only had $100 to spend to replace it. I would get Milani Luminoso. This blush never disappoints. It is beautiful. It is just, it's the best. It gives a beautiful glow. This is what I had on yesterday in my makeup. I will always, always have Milani Luminoso. Okay, so moving right along. So we've done primer, foundation, we've done powder, bronzer, blush, highlight. Now I would go on to my brows. This is something that I really never could find anything that I loved except for this. And it doesn't matter because I love this that much. This is the e.l.f. in taupe. It is perfection. I mean, there could not be any better. It's, I mean, I think if they made it black, I mean, there's just so many little tweaks drugstore products could make to just be, to look just like high end, I think. If they made this black, it would be just like, you know, any high end pencil, brow pencil. But it is, I mean, it rolls up, rolls down. It is just really good. And let me show you the color. So if you have blonde hair or gray hair, I think that, or white hair, you know, it's because there's no warmth in it. It is just so perfect. I love it. I love it. I think you guys told me about this, and I'm telling you, it is just, it rivals any other brow pencil that I have. I love it. There are some drugstore products, and I will put a heart beside, I've actually done a video on drugstore products that are better than high-end, and I will link that video up here. But even down below, I will heart the ones that I think are every bit as good as like Chanel or anything else. And here we go with something like that. Eyeshadows. Now I would say if I were a makeup company and I were making makeup to sell at Walmart, I would work on eyeshadows because I have not really found any eyeshadows that thrill me. Like, I have found some that will get by. I have found some that look good, but they have a bunch of fallout. Some of them are in a terrible container. They either have a terrible range of shadows like hot pink and, you know, stuff like that. I just haven't found any great shadows except for these. I love these things. They are so good. I have told you about them for years. I have done so many tutorials with these. My two favorites would be That's a Dub and Tantrum, which are these two. But this one, Slight Flex, you can see that's my favorite color in there. And then that one's Iridescent. Oh my goodness. These are beautiful, beautiful. And even the packaging's not bad. No fallout because they're kind of like a creamy type shadow. And they're just gorgeous. They rival any Tom Ford or anything else. I love them. These stay actually in my drawer downstairs, like with my everyday makeup. Matter of fact, these do, the brow pencil, the concealer, the butter bronzer, the Luminoso, the Fit Me powder. Those are the things that stay downstairs in my everyday makeup. Okay, so I feel like I've gone on and on about these, but you have to try them. Eyeliner. Now, I'm funny about eyeliner. As you can tell, eyeliner is like a big deal to me. I enjoy it. I actually enjoy doing wing liner. I never feel like not doing it. And I have loved this in the past. And I loved the color Espresso. Now I'm having a hard time finding that color. I don't know if they still make it. So I got the 171 Blackest Black, and that is the cream or gel liner in the L'Oreal. Is it Infallible? Yes. That whole L'Oreal Infallible line is good. What I do is get it in my brush, you know, twist it around on the lid. You want to make sure you don't have any globs or anything. And I do my liner. I love it. I love it. A lot of you suggested like Wet n Wild, Maybelline. Those were not as good to me. I like this better than Inglot. I like this better than many high-end. I like it better than Bobbi Brown. It's right there with MAC, I would say. It's just fabulous. Like, it's just wonderful. Again, this stays down in my everyday liner. It's just as good as the Anastasia Jet. It's just fabulous. Another thing that is really good and I get asked about a lot are sharpeners. This is a little $1 one, $1 or $3. One of those that I picked up from e.l.f. Fabulous. Love it. Okay, so now we're going on to, okay, we skipped brow gel because I haven't found a good one. So if you know of a good one, now Walmart carries Benefit, the one that I like so much. Walmart actually carries a lot of makeup that you guys might not know about. They've got that Space NK, they sell By Terry, they sell Ico. Now I did try the Ico liners, like the brown one and the pen one and the pencil. All of those were fabulous, but you'll have to order online. But when you're thinking about things like that, check Walmart because they might have a better deal and they might deliver faster. And then you can probably get it in with some other things that you would order from Walmart. Actually, let me find something for you real quick. They actually have this, which is that Slip brand. And they did so good with the advertising on this because they had a young girl about my daughter's age, and she was wearing these, instead of in her hair, she was wearing them on her arm. And you know that's like such a thing. They always have like a hairband on their arm, and these looked really pretty. So I grabbed these for Brooke, but they had a couple of different things and just, you know, brands like this that you might not think of. So we stopped on eyeliner. Okay, lashes. This is another thing. See, this video is so much fun to me because these things, like these lashes, the Kiss Jubilee, if someone told me I'm going to give you $2,000 worth of lashes, I would pick these because I like these over any other expensive, magnetic, this, that, the other thing over any lash. And the reason is they're not a lot longer than my lashes. if any, but they're just the perfect thickness. And I cut them and then I use them over and over and over. I cut off 3 bunches, and so I just use that much on about half of my eye. And you'll see in the video, and you've seen me put them on over and over, but I love these so much. They're my favorite every day. I mean, always. And this is another lash glue that I have just started using. I'm not sure if it's the same price or less expensive than the Duo, but it's just the same. And I just love just the classic latex dark lash glue. The reason is, I think the biggest reason is it doesn't, like when you take them off, none of that lash glue is down in my lashes, and it actually comes off, and it will be like on the lash. Then when it builds up, you can just roll it off. Where is my butter bronzer? Okay, this is old. Let me do it from the Maybelline. See how that is the lash glue? Watch this. It rolled right off. That's what it does. I mean, you could put it on your countertop or anything, and that's the latex in it. That makes it where you can use those lashes over and over again. I just love it. Now, mascara. This is some exciting news here. This mascara, every day, better than Chanel, better than, I mean, just better than anything, is this Bambi Oversized Eye. I just love it. Just can't say enough good about it. This wand is amazing. It's great for people like me with small, deep set eyes where you really need to get in there. But yesterday I saw this. This is the new L'Oreal Telescopic Lift. Now you are going to have to be an original, an OG Lisa D1 watcher to remember. And goodness, I can't even remember what mascara was it that I loved so much that had the flat end like that. I mean, I remember just loving it so much. So I grabbed this, and you'll see I did this eye with this mascara and this one with my Bambi, and they were just as good. This is so good. It's one of those that you can just lay on your lashes and pull them up. Now you're going to say, I love the telescopic. That's why I love it. This is going to get more. It's like not just, because it's flat like that, it doesn't just coat the lashes at the root. It almost makes them thicker and creates that depth at the root. Even if you don't like clumpy lashes like I do, having that at the root of your lash is just what you want. That's what's going to make your eyes stand out. And then I think the fact that it's like that helps you lift it. It just puts a lot more product, I would say, on the underneath of your lashes. Just, wow, I was impressed. And I just got this yesterday. It's going to get even better when it's opened a few times. That is such a good one. I was excited about that. Lips. Woo, lips. I could do a whole video. And you know what? My last video I did on nude lips, I'm going to list that up here because you will see many of these things in action. I picked these out to tell you about. And it's a lot, what should I say? A lot of the same, because that's what I like. There's going to be no red lips in here, no hot pink, no mauve-y, purpley colors, nothing like that. They're all pinks, nudes. Matter of fact, I did a great pink, like really good pink video that I will post right here that had some great pinks in it. But day to day, I like something like I have on now, or even lighter, maybe more peachy, depending on the season and everything. I would say favorite gloss from the drugstore, maybe of all times, would be these. These are the Maybelline Lifter glosses. I have Moon, Moon, and Stone. Today I have on Moon. Stone doesn't have any sparkles. And let's see. I'll put Stone on now. You guys, these are so smooth. They smell so good. They feel so good. It's perfect. Perfection. I wish that they would come out with some more colors. Okay, this is one I use a lot as a topper. It is the 8 Hour Infallible Gloss in Petal. It just gives you a little pinky shimmer, if you like that. Oh goodness, you know I love the NYX. I love the Tiramisu is my favorite butter gloss. And then this is the Soft Matte Cream. All of these are good. This is Stockholm. Let me, just to give you an idea. These are not really matte, but they're not extremely glossy. They're just very velvety and full of color. Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit. This is my favorite, like, you'll see. It is like so nude. You have to put it on with a good lip liner, but it is, oh, it's fabulous. If you like MAC Myth or Flesh Pot or any of those, it's like that. I've got several of these Revlons, like Silver City Pink, Apricot Fantasy. Yeah, like this is Apricot Fantasy. Just beautiful. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but just, oh, these are good just to layer over anything. The Revlon Ultra HD. And what color is this one? This is Act Natural. Very pretty little wand and a glossy, nice lip. And then let's just go on to, oh, and you know, my Wet n Wild. This one is, I mean, it might be $3 something. It's very inexpensive, so I cannot fault them, but I would rather pay them more and have a little bit more of a substantial, like, tube, because sometimes this thing gets wobbly in the tube, but that is a good nudie peachy color that I wear a lot. This one actually stays downstairs. Favorite drugstore lip, pretty much of all times, is L'Oreal Shining Peach. You can still get it on Walmart, but they don't make it anymore. I love you. I miss wearing this so much. Oh, this was my go-to. Okay, now let's do lip liners. I feel like I don't even have to tell you about lip liners because you know what I like, but I did just discover a few. Oh my goodness, you guys. I might have a lip liner problem. Look at that. Does that tell you anything? Of course, they're all nude. Yikes. Without a doubt, most used, most loved, most appreciated, best discovered, all of those good things is going to be Maybelline Totally Toffee. I've got several of these hanging around the house. I have them everywhere. Okay, so this is Rich Chocolate in the same, I've bought every one of these. If you like more of a brown, but it is dark. It's one of those I have to like really do lightly, and that keeps me from enjoying it as much as I probably would. Okay, and then the next one that I love so much is Magnetic Mauve. Totally Toffee and Magnetic Mauve would be my go-tos. So here's Magnetic Mauve. It's beautiful. It is a gorgeous lip liner. And I don't really like roll-up lip liners. They're not my favorite because part of my lip lining technique is I like to have my lip liner on the side, but I suck it up for those. This one is purely nude. It's much lighter if you want to try something a little bit lighter and pinker. That is a good one. These last forever. My criteria for lip liners, they have to last. And I don't like those ones that feels like you are using a stick out of the yard and you have to like really just try to put them on. I don't go for those either. They have to last, they have to glide on, or I'm not going to use them because there's too many good ones. Okay, this is a latest discovery. It's the Revlon Color Stay. This one is in mauve. So it's just like, it looks almost identical to the mauve one from, is that one Maybelline, I think. Then I had some eyeliners in here, the Ico ones that I was telling you that you could order from Walmart. Here's the other Revlon one. I really love this one. It's called Sienna. This is a great one if you're someone who likes a little bit more color. This one with like a good gloss, perfection. It's just so good. We're down to my all-time favorites. These are the L'Oreal matte lip liners. I hope they never quit making these because they are just go-to. If I can't find one of these, I will freak out and buy another one. So that's why I have so many. But this one is Mastermind. These will last into the night. Oh, I love that so much. When I do this, I'm like wishing I had another combo on. Let me make sure. Yeah, matte's it. This one is more brown and darker. So you see what I like there, and you can see how that chocolate is just a little bit too dark for me. Oh my goodness, I love these so much. So guys, my heart is like pounding because I got excited over lip liners. But that, you gotta admit, that is a beautiful little hand there full of lip liners. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to Walmart for always being so kind and partnering with me to share these things with you. Thank you to you for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.